Business Insider spoke to a researcher and author who wrote a book about happiness, and he spoke a little bit about why Scandinavians consistently rank as the happiest people in the world. Let's see what he has to say.
My name is Dan Buettner. I'm a National Geographic explorer and the author of Blue Zones of Happiness, Lessons from the World's Happiest People. I actually think most of the previous stories about Danish happiness were wrong. The first stories were that Danes are happy because they have low expectations. Nothing could be further than the truth. Every Dane, from the moment they're born, expects free healthcare, free education. When they get into college, they expect to be paid to go to school. If they have a child, they expect to have 10 months of paid maternity or paternity leave, and they expect to be able to retire absolutely securely for the rest of their life. It's huge expectations. What makes Danes happy, I believe, is because their government takes care of all the necessities of life. Nothing can ever go too wrong in their lives. They're free to pursue a job that really speaks to their passions. But actually, Denmark is a place where ambition is not greatly celebrated. So people aren't in the rat race. They're not always buying new clothes and new cars and trying to keep up with the Joneses. And that gives them more time to pursue their interests. So you have a country here where people are good at architecture and they create the best restaurants in the world and furniture design. And these are jobs suggestive of flow, of optimally using your talent so that time can absolutely disappear. When it comes to happiness, I think we often think of it as the attainment of joy. But actually, the bigger part of happiness is getting rid of the stresses of our daily life. So this notion of having your health insurance covered, your education covered, and your retirement covered is actually very huge.
So there you go. He sounds to me like a commie Marxist fuck. What an asshole he is. Yeah, it's not that fucking complicated. If you give people a floor, if you tell people, look, society's not going to let you drop below a certain point. It's okay. You're not going to be homeless. You're not going to be struggling to eat. You're not going to be struggling to keep the lights on. We look out for you to an extent. We're going to make sure you have health care. We're going to make sure you have education. We're going to make sure you have a living wage. When you give people that, it frees them up to the point where they go, oh shit, people are looking out for me and I'm looking out for them. So now, as he says, it's like they pick careers that are more likely to make them happy. It's not the rat race of life. It's not caught up in materialism. Somebody, hey, I want to handcraft fucking desks that I'm going to sell. Well, if you got that floor that's a reasonable floor where you know you're not going to live in abject poverty, if you go down this path, people are more likely to do what they want to do, and they're happier, and they rank consistently happier. So, yes, this is what I've been arguing for all along. When you give people equal opportunity, and you give people a social safety net with a reasonable bottom to it, well, then society has already done all it's supposed to do. So that even if somebody were to actively decide, you know what, I'm done, I don't want to do anything, I want to be like the dude from Office Space. Well, then guess what? Okay, I don't feel horrible about having a reasonable floor where the person says, I'm not rich, I'm not middle class, but I'm not in abject poverty, and I'm fine like this. Okay, whatever, dude. Society did their part for you, now you can do whatever you want to do. And oftentimes what happens is those people are few and far between. There's very few people who are like, yeah, I'm going to check out and be like the dude from Office Space. People find things they like to do, and they do them, and everything works fine. You know, it's not like society collapses and lazy take over, or there's only people doing jobs that nobody gives a fuck about, and the other jobs that are necessary don't get filled. No, society works just fucking fine. So give equal opportunity, give a reasonable floor with a social safety net, healthcare, education, living wage, and then, yeah, after that, it's kind of a meritocracy, and you do whatever you want to do type thing. And people are a lot happier. So, now please, can't wait for a lot of people on the far right to look at this and just reject it for whatever dumb reason they make up in their own mind.